Hey guys, this is going to be a short review of the Fort Fridge playset that was created by the small independent toy group Operation Leftovers. This was based off of images that were in the, I think, 1989 Toy Fair magazine of this unreleased playset for the Food Fighters figures. This obviously was never released, but this group did an absolutely phenomenal job on this. Evidently, they have a Facebook and an Instagram group they've had for a while. I didn't know about any of that. I found out about this just finding the listing on eBay, but I am overwhelmed by how great this thing is. Now, it's I believe 3D printed, so I don't know if fragile's quite the right word for it, but you do kind of have to be careful with it, at least in some ways. But I'm going to show off some of the features on this. This thing is great. I first fell in love with the Food Fighters back in whatever year it was, 88, 89. I had an older brother who was getting a set of golf clubs. He had taken up golf. My mom took him to Walmart, spent a bunch of money on these golf clubs. And I never asked for toys because she wouldn't just buy them for me unless I had my own money, which I didn't. But because my brother's golf clubs were so expensive that day, she said, well, you go pick out one toy. I saw the Food Fighters, picked out Chip the Ripper, and the rest is history. I love these toys. I think they're phenomenal. A couple of these other figures are the 9 to 5 Warriors, which fit in great with this. But as far as this Fort Fridge playset goes, it's outstanding. A few of the features they have here, you have this little platform and you can close the door. I'll show what it looks like, where you can kind of stand up one of your Food Fighters and have him looking out. And you can also move this platform and raise or lower it if you have a shorter or a taller figure. I don't think some of the more rotund figures would fit on this thing, perhaps like the Brigadier General. I might could manipulate him on there, but certainly your taller figures that are a little bit thinner or your thinner figures could. There's some guns down here. These are great. Now, originally, these probably would have been able to be removed. They're 3D printed, very stationary here, as you might expect them to be, but they look great for display. I love the signs that are in here, like the I Want Food, and all of the, I've seen the Toy Fair magazine images, and this looks really almost identical, practically identical to what I've seen. I love the rare Major Munch jelly donut. We can chew it. That's phenomenal. There is an action feature that does still work for all intents and purposes. The little juice bombs, if you kind of pull out on this tab, then you can release the juice bomb, so that's pretty cool. You have these popsicle missiles. Now, originally, maybe these were going to fire in some way. You can still rotate them, and you can still remove them. You can take them off, so you could, still throw them at the bad guys, so that would be cool. This is neat, and I was kind of curious about this. Now, you can take out the little spoon and the little spatula, and there's a couple little kind of command center parts that you can move around and take out. You could also take out this tray. There's also a kind of a back door to the Fort Fridge playset. There's a little latch on this side. You can easily let it down so it comes out like this piece. And if you also removed this tray, I don't know, I don't have one to test, but if you had the combat carton vehicle, maybe you could kind of roll it through there and it could kind of like emerge from the fridge or something like that, like the eggs, because it was like an egg container. Carton being kept in the fridge, and maybe it comes out. I don't know if it would fit with clearance with that top part that it has, but it might. And you have the jail cell at the top here, which kind of has double-sided bars, which is really cool. Now, these do come off. They stay in place very easily if the whole thing is stationary, but they do come off very easily if you need it to. You also have at the top, and this is a really big figure from the 9 to 5 Warriors Slice Age. He's almost too big for this playset, except for just, maybe the top there. But a lot of the other figures go great with it. But you have the landing pad, and I can't remember at the moment what there was a helicopter that went with the Food Fighters and actually had it. I remember getting it when I had a birthday party at Dairy Queen. But maybe you could probably land, I assume you could land the chopper on the top there, which is really neat if you could incorporate those two vehicles into this playset. But I'll kind of show what this looks like with the doors closed. Also wanted to show this. So Operation Leftovers, this independent toy group, is also they've also been making, and evidently maybe they did this a few years ago. I missed that whole thing except reading about maybe this was something they had previously done. But they're also going back and making and kind of re-releasing some resin printed figures. I think this is General Jam and Major Oates that were based off drawings by the original artist Errol McCarthy that he had made. And I think someone had maybe found his notebook and bought it. He confirmed it. And the guy I talked to, who's one of the Operation Leftover guys on Facebook, or on eBay, excuse me, he said that the Errol McCarthy had confirmed he had made these drawings, so they've created these figures based off the original sketches, which a private collector has. But I just thought that was phenomenal. This would have been Wave 2. I'm probably going to get at least one of these figures, but these would have been what would have been in Wave 2. But last here again, let me just kind of close this up. Those are a couple of weapons that go with one of the figures, but you can close this up just like a lot of the play sets back in the day. You know, you could kind of open them up and close them up for display. Either way, you can raise that up so it'll close properly. But looks great with the doors closed. You know, like you have your kind of little mini fridge there, and again, you could have your, this will close. I think I just have a little piece in there that's kind of sticking out. But you could have your one of your figures kind of looking out here from the front. I love the ice and water dispenser that you have. But anyway, if you are a Food Fighters fan, this was not something that was particularly cheap, but it's something that I saw and I just thought of kind of reliving my childhood here. But they have this for sale currently. They had another one I know on eBay, and just the nicest guys. They sent this extremely well shipped. Very, very well protected, and this is a great piece for any Food Fighters fan. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great day, and God bless.